Okay, cool. So I'm super excited to be live with India Jackson here from India Jackson Artistry. So she's an entrepreneur located here in the Norfolk area, Hampton Roads, and she's originally from DC. Let me turn it over to you. Can you tell everybody like what your background is and all the magic that you create?
Sure, I'm excited to be here with you too. India Jackson Artistry, we do photography services. The amazing Michael right here is one of my clients. And we really just showcase the other sides of the business behind the scenes, the hard work that goes into what you do, how you make your clients feel, all the good stuff that a pretty picture just doesn't quite do.
Okay, awesome. And I mean, you go into branding too, right? And
Yes.
you
Hmm.
do a lot of social media stuff. She's a pretty busy bee, and super thankful that you had some time to get online with me and do this. So one of the challenges recently for me, which I would just love your perspective on, is I think I kind of understand why it's happening, but a lot of people are struggling monetarily right now, right?
Yes.
They have uh, they're operating kind of in the system that they were educated in, right? You know, work hard. It starts all the way in elementary school, right? My wife teaches elementary school. They're already talking about get a good education, get a good job, move forward. And then when we're reliant on, if it's a single person, one income stream, or as a married couple both working, two income streams. Like, what happens when one of them shuts off? Like, you don't have control over it, right? Because
Yeah.
I think conceptually in business, when it's an employee employer relationship, it's kind of like, well, if I'm the employer, well, I'm going to pay you just enough to keep you interested in coming to work, right? And
Yeah.
then a lot of times on the employee side, well, I'm going to give you the quality or the energy and the time that's ample enough so you're not going to fire me, right? Like, I mean, it's just my little version of it, right? But it's a reality, and so recently a lot of people kind of were turned upside down by what happened with the furlough and stuff like that. So you're young, um, you have a couple things on your plate. You chose the entrepreneurial lifestyle, which I think still everybody would agree is kind of an outlying type of direction for people to go. The masses not headed that way. What caused you to decide to do
I wanted control over what I was contributing to. Um,
that?
I really only like standing behind things and will only stand behind things I believe in. Of course, you don't have as much control over that when you're just an employee. A company may take a different direction and start doing things that are harmful to the clients that are purchasing their product. And there's nothing you can do about it as an employee. Your voice doesn't matter. Your values don't matter. For me, it was about being able to fully believe in what I'm doing. Um, and then also the ability to have multiple streams of income and to give back into my community and to facilitate other people being a part of empowering others. You mentioned the government shutdown. Being from DC, that was a really big thing for my community because so many people I knew were out of work and they're not going to get the back pay on that this time. I saw people having to take out to get food stamps and assistance and donation food, and it was just a lot to watch that. You would think someone like me, an entrepreneur, is unscathed, but a lot of my clients were affected by it, even if they were the business owner. Maybe their spouse worked for the government. So from like the end of December until really just recently, my business kind of suffered a major hit too. And now all the floodgates are pouring open of all the clients, but people just kind of clenched their pearls when the government shut down,
Right.
especially if you were going from two incomes to one during that time period.
Yeah. And what's interesting, so I've read a lot of books that talk about, multiple income streams, leveraged income streams. What's inspiring to me, just knowing you, is that you've already processed that at a very young age, right? Like a lot of people are, thinking about that until, late 30s, mid 40s, that kind of thing. And you already have processed that. And that's awesome because for me, it's kind of hard for me sometimes to do a checks and balances on how I operate, right? Because I operate similarly to you because of environmental circumstances, things we learned growing up, mentors, relationships, family members, what they did, that kind of thing. And I get it. Not everybody has the same experience, but for me, I think I think I have an argument for people saying it's hard to start a business, because unless you're talking about something Fortune 100, 500, yeah, I get it at that point. But that's not really what we're discussing here, right? We're talking, whether it's an at-home business, I mean, photography, right? That's a perfect world, right? Like, it's very simple for someone, if they love taking pictures, to start a business, right? And so, but I just keep hearing over and over again that people will say, "Oh, it's so hard today to start a business," and I just don't think it is. So,
I think starting a business is easy. Getting the investment dollars, if you're coming from a background like I did, where I didn't really have a higher end family to be able to support my business. So I had to invest in cameras. I had to invest in education. And all of that came out of my own pocket, that's where it can get challenging. So finding other streams of income that have low startup costs, where pretty much the work is already done for you, like, that's part of what I've been looking into in 2019, is really just how can I diversify my income without having to put out a lot of income.
Right. And so you recently made a move and did something different, right? So do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah. So I actually was introduced to a new supplement called Euphoria by you, actually, and it's so interesting, and it's really hard for me to get behind products being an athlete. But I dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's, everything lined up. I even sent out DNA reports to a holistic family doctor that I believe in, and she was like, "This is the same DNA reports that I'm doing." And so everything just kind of lined up to seem like the perfect fit for me. And it was low investment on my side. A lot of the work was already done. And because of that, even down to like sending out information to new potential clients, the system is kind of automated for me. So I'm able to do it, given that I travel almost every week to a different place for my clients.
Right.
It's been a really, really cool experience to come into a business from a new place of like photography business. Oh my gosh. I probably, after education and equipment, it's been about $200,000 plus of an investment. So to come into a business clean like this, where I'm investing so very little, I mean, in the early hundreds, and walking out with already having my first check is just crazy to me. I love photography, but I think that can be a barrier to entry for any business, is the investment cost to start up. And to come into something and have all that excitement and not feel like you've worked out a lot of your money to do it, it's just amazing.
Right, and you hit the point I think that most people need to hear, right? So like, you didn't need to go through a friends and family round to finance this new opportunity. You didn't have to go through a seed round, right? And I think that that's probably the greatest kind of starting point for people to really get over once they comprehend that it didn't. When I opened my first event company, I spent probably just less than $10,000 initially. But then I, like you, invested, and 3 years later, I have $150,000 of my retirement tied into a business, right? And we don't have to do that in kind of like the business piece that we're going to talk about now. So, with that being said, what is this?
Oh my gosh, that is the Euphoria You Start Kit, and I'm actually almost done with mine. But it's super exciting. So it's this cool kit that you can invest in. And what it allows you to do is to do a swab and send it off and get your DNA report back. And it looks at your DNA to decide what health SNPs you have. And I'm really into science, and I'm also an athlete, so I'm clearly into fitness and nutrition. And I find it just incredible that this program can really just give you what your body needs based off of your unique DNA, so that it can run at optimum and peak conditions. And at the same time, it's calorie free. So if you're an athlete like me, it's not going to add on any extra calories to your macros and things like that.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like, so the history on it, pretty interesting, right? So there's like, there's been a major shift recently, right? So Even medicine, like you were saying, you reached out to somebody, and she was saying it's the same report, right? What's really cool kind of about this thing is now we have an actionable way, right? So like if you do 23andMe, if you do Ancestry.com, you get, 6, 8 page report, but there's really nothing to do other than it's kind of like good information, right? So
Yeah.
what has Euphoria done that's kind of like totally revolutionized that, and like how is that now what we're talking about going to an absolutely totally new level?
Oh my gosh. So the the science nerd that I am, I actually did do 23andMe at the same time that I did my Euphoria report, and I
Okay.
got them back around the same time. And 23andMe, it told me what diseases I may be susceptible to based off of my genetics, but that was it. Before you get your report back, it not only tells you exactly what supplements and berries and things like that are going to be great for your body to counteract some of the DNA report findings, but it actually helps to prepare you. And the box that you just showed, there's like a cleansing system so that when after you get your report back, you have enough time to completely detox your system before your new supplement comes in that's made just for you. And what I found really interesting and surprising about it was it didn't just sell you on the ingredients that are going to be in this that you wouldn't be able to find in a normal day to day, like AC11 and things like that. But it actually talked about some ingredients that you can add into your diet. So, like, I found one of the ones that was important for me was broccoli. So I'm now eating more broccoli. That's a small change you can make to your everyday
Yeah.
life. I mean, who would have known that broccoli would make me perform at better
Right.
conditions?
Yeah, and for me, it was pretty cool because I'm adopted, right? So like at 48, I finally had a glimpse into what was really going on,
Yeah.
and some of the stuff that you're talking about is pretty interesting because now, so there's 100 peer-based reviewed plant products, so vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, right? Those are big kind of keywords in what people are looking at today in health for really getting kind of a premium health experience, right? And so yeah, so you talked about the black box. What is the white box?
So the white box, which yours on the inside won't look like mine, is your customized nutrition that you start taking after you go through the cleanse. And they literally make a supplement that is already decided of exactly how much and of exactly what you need to support your body based off of your DNA report. So Michael's box that he's showing you, what's on the inside of that, what ingredients are there, won't be the same as mine because we have different DNA. I think there's over 400 billion different types of formulas that they came out with. It's some crazy number.
Yeah, so
because
almost
all of our DNA is different.
400 million combinations. Like it's just crazy. And one of the cool things I was trying to find the other little supporting document, but one of the cool things about this is that this technology, even though we're talking about a new company, a new product, and we're launching it in March, right? There's actually 20 years of research and energy behind it. This technology has been available to professional athletes, Olympians, people who had a lot of money, but the price point was completely out of like touch for people like us, right? I mean, they were spending somewhere between $1,500 $2,500 a month to get this premium nutrition, and now it's accessible to everybody. We drove that price point all the way down to $159, so right at $160. But this was the document I was trying to look for. So basically, inside of my box, it breaks down just like you would see on a normal label of any kind of vitamin or mineral, exactly what's inside of my personal formulation. And what's really cool is that 35-page report that I got. Like, I can put these together, and I totally understand how now I have a legitimate, successful roadmap to working on some of the genetic, challenges I have based on my biological parents. So that was pretty cool. So business wise, what are you all excited about with this? Again, very, kind of a busy person in general. What made you decide to move forward with this?
The ability to work from anywhere is very important to me. The ability to not have to invest a lot of time to get a lot of results. is super, super exciting. There's a lot that goes into what I do as my main business, and this just feels so much more passive, so much more easy. And then just really being able to help other athletes get the nutrients that they need to perform at peak performance, but also for regular people too. There's so many of us that are doing blind nutrition, and I know for me, like, I was literally given meal plans from a coach, and when I would buy each and every one of those vitamins separately, I was up to about 12 to 15 different things I was taking, and spending over $200 a month. And that was with factory direct prices as an affiliate.
Right.
So it's going to save a lot of people money, and I'm excited about being able to save people money too.
Yeah, absolutely. So with you growing this business now, and building it, I'm sure you're building it pretty similarly to me with the app. Pretty easy to get information,
Yes.
right? So what are you looking for specifically in business partners? Like, you know, I know the company is very serious culturally, right? And they want people that actually care about people. Something that I look for. You know, what do you look for when you're really trying to decide, you know, who you'd like to have on your team?
Definitely customer first. They need to care about the people that they're helping. And that has to be most important. But I think from there, it's really just being passionate and hungry, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, hungry is a big thing, right? Because it kind of goes all the way back to, I think, kind of the main topic that I was discussing in the beginning. Because, you know, we can't fix our situation if we don't change something, right? You know, so hungry is definitely something I look for as well. I guess the last thing I'd just ask you about is what has been your experience with the team and the leadership? Like, because I know sometimes when people are looking at a new business, they often feel like they're going to be that island out there by themselves, right? Like they've got to create a system, they've got to, you know, do everything themselves. What has your experience been with like the team and the leadership?
Honestly, it's changed my opinion of product sales. I've had some product sales experience in my past when I was in college and a little bit after, and it felt kind of dirty. Like I was just expected to push something on someone just to get a number. And this team is totally not about that. They really do care about the clients. They really do want to help people. They're incredibly accessible. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out at almost any hour, and somebody will get back to you. If they don't know, they'll send you someone who does. And that's been really refreshing, especially being an entrepreneur where you feel like you have to come up with all the answers on your own. You're not on your own in this. And then just knowing that you're amongst a really nice and kind-hearted group of people that really just want to see everyone do well would be great.
Well, that's good. So, yeah, no, I mean, I'm just as excited as you are. It's neat working with you for sure. And we work in a variety of different capacities. And
I think part of the reason that that's worked is because we have similar values and integrity. And that's something that I found that everyone that I've met in this business, they have that in common with us. It's integrity and values first.
Right. And it is super exciting seeing kind of what this company is going to do. We haven't even opened the doors yet. So
I know.
So exciting if you know, on either account, if you're seeing it on India's account or mine, you know, and you were intrigued by something that you heard today, please reach out. This is the right time to kind of get some information and get educated. You know, we do have wonderful leadership, and we kind of lock arms and move forward together and help each other, which is really kind of hard to find in business typically. So, yeah, no, I really appreciate you spending some time today on this. I'm really excited to go change lives with you, and it's just awesome.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Okay.
Take care, and let me know how everything's going as far as the next things that we have in the pipeline. You guys have to stay tuned on his accounts because he has some exciting business news ahead for this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for plugging me there. So, all right, everybody, have a great day. Thanks for listening to us, and get with us, and we'll get you any information that you need. So, thanks, India.
Bye.
All right, bye.